Welcome to the Savvy Travel Moms podcast. If you are a mom who wants to travel more with your family without spending a fortune, you're in the right place. I'm Michelle, the bougie one.
Joy, the practical one. We are two moms with different travel styles, but the same savvy mindset. In our show, we will break down family-friendly travel tips, points and miles, and realistic strategies that fit into a busy mom life. From hotel robes and room service to free breakfast and budget wins, we will help you turn everyday life into unforgettable family memories.
Real moms, real travel, real strategies. Welcome back to the Savvy Travel Moms podcast. Today we are taking it back to the basics with our beginner episode. We want to show you how simple points and miles really can be. We personally use points and miles, but this is not the focus of our podcast. We want to help moms in any part of their travel journey. Our goal is to show you how to save money so you can experience more of the world with the ones you love. We are going to link Joy's free guide, 4 super simple steps to nearly free travel, and my guide as well at jetsetwithjohnsons.com. We will link everything in the show notes.
Michelle, so since we want to start every episode with a get to know us question, I have one for you.
Perfect.
Are you a pack your snacks or buy everything at the airport kind of mom for your kids?
Okay, so we definitely pack snacks because we eat them while we are on the plane, as we are getting to our next destination. But for the airport, we have lounge access, and we even have a priority pass lounge that just actually opened up at our airport in 2025. So we always use lounges. We use them, before our first flight, on the layovers, anytime I can utilize them, I can, because it saves me so much money not having to buy food in the airport.
I am so jealous. Believe it or not, Nashville does not have a lounge.
Which is insane.
We're a big airport in comparison. I mean, Niagara Falls had a lounge, and it was one hallway. It was so tiny. I can't believe we don't have a lounge in Nashville. I'm hoping in their remodel that they're doing right now in one of the sections that it opens a lounge. But
Yes.
So I have to pack a lot of snacks. We also always end up eating at the airport because we'll do evening time flights out. We'll try to keep them in school as much of the day as we can, and then we do an evening flight. So we almost always have dinner at the airport, and it pains me to pay that much for it. But we just don't have an option. If our layovers have lounges, though, we are absolutely hitting up lounge access. And then coming home, like almost all the places we go, they have lounges, so it's easier coming home. But unfortunately,
Yep.
I have to pack a lot of snacks.
Yep. Oh, that's a bummer. I still can't believe Nashville doesn't have a lounge. That's insane.
You're telling me. I know. But I do have Admiral's access now with my new City Strata Elite card that I got at the end of last year. But I only get 4 passes a year, so I have to be pretty strategic on when I want to use it.
Oh, so basically you guys could go to the Admiral's Lounge all together once.
Well,
right.
I need to read more, but I think it only counts for adults, not kids. So each time we go, it would be 2 passes.
Oh.
And they're good for 24 hours. So I want to time it right to be like, whenever we're going, when we're flying American, right? I want to time it. Do we have a layover that I can use it on in multiple airports instead of just wasting it in Nashville? That's kind of how I look at it.
Yes. Are you flying American at all when you do your Denmark trip?
On the way home, we are.
Yay! So that's going to be so is that out of Copenhagen?
We're coming back from Amsterdam.
Oh, Amsterdam.
We're going Amsterdam, Philly, and then back to Nashville. And so I'm hoping that we can hit it in Philly, but I also want to lounge hop in Philly because there's a Sapphire Lounge there, and there's a lot of really good lounges. So we'll
that's going to be a good trip.
Layover.
I love it. I love planning a trip around a lounge. Literally, that's one of the first things I think about when I book a trip is what lounge do they have? And how can I figure out how to fly out of this airport so I can use this lounge?
Hey, we're going to Dallas in February, and I'm like, ooh, there's so many good lounges at DFW. Which ones do I want to use?
I know. It's one of my favorite airports. I'm so jealous of people that actually have that as their home airport. Like they have no idea how lucky they are that they have like every lounge under the sun. It's amazing.
And we have none in Nashville. Michelle, before we jump in talking about how we travel on points, because we do have some beginners that are listeners, why don't we start with telling them what points travel is? Because that might be kind of a Greek term to them.
100%. So, what points travel is it's the process of using credit card rewards to travel for nearly free over and over again, forever. So, how we do this? We do this by strategically signing up for new credit cards to earn the welcome offer and transfer the earned points to airline and hotel partners for nearly free travel.
The way this works is it's really like 4 super simple steps, which is actually the name of my free guide that we're going to attach in the show notes for you. But it's 4 super simple steps that we repeat over and over and over again so that we can continue to travel for nearly free. We tend to overcomplicate it in our world, but we want to break it down for you. Step number 1 is know your budget. You need to build a solid credit foundation. How much do you spend per month? What is your credit score? And we'll go into detail on that. 2 is get a strong travel rewards card with a high welcome offer. 3 is meet the minimum spend to earn your points. Place your everyday expenses on that new credit card so that you can meet that spend. 4 is going to be redeem. Use your newly earned points for a nearly free vacation. And that's how simple it is. Before we jump into those 4 super simple steps, I do want to talk about some myths of credit cards. I live in the world of Dave Ramsey. Literally, his headquarters is like a mile from my house. So I feel like we've been told things our entire lives about credit cards, and we want to address those. Number 1 is all credit cards are the same. This is wrong. If all credit cards were the same, there would not be 100 different types of credit cards that you can apply for and 30 different types of banks. They're all different, and that is why there are so many options. Myth number 2 is you will go into debt. Credit cards do not make people go into debt. People make people go into debt. So it's all about being smart on what you're doing. The golden rule is pay your balance each and every month in full, and you will be just fine. The third myth is reward cards aren't worth it unless you spend a lot. You do not have to spend $1 million to earn 1 million points. Michelle and I are living proof because we do not even make $1 million, nor do we make anywhere near $1 million in a year. Both of us live on very frugal budgets. And we still earned, she earned 1 million points last year. I earned, I want to say, like close to 800,000 points. And this is very doable on a modest budget. And the last myth I want to address is having too many credit cards will lower your credit score. Once again, this is actually quite the opposite. The more credit cards you have, the higher your credit score will be, believe it or not. This only works if you are able to pay your balance in full each and every month. That is our golden rule. You cannot break that rule. So let's start with step 1, which is a credit foundation. We want to know our budget. Determine how much you spend on your everyday expenses, groceries, gas, kids' activities, utilities, cell phone, streaming services, insurance. Where are you spending your money? Can you pay that on a credit card, right? Make your budget, list everything out that your money is going to, and determine if you can put it on a credit card. The next piece of that is going to be know your credit. Your score should be over 700 if you want to start down our world of points and miles. You need to pay your bills on time and in full. You will hear us say that on repeat all the time. That is the golden rule. This does not work if you cannot do that. And then know how many cards you've opened in the past 24 months. Every bank has a different rule on how many cards you can open. So 524 is kind of the rule of thumb that we all try to stick within. It means that we're not opening more than 5 new cards in a 24-month period, and those are personal cards.
So the next step from there is trying to figure out how to know which card is right for you. Motley Fool Money says the average American household spends $4,440 on everyday expenses per month. The required spend on a travel rewards credit card will range from $500 to $6,000 in a 90-day period. So you can see right here, it's really easy for most American families to be able to meet the welcome offer on a credit card. So there are two credit cards that Joy and I both love. We both have them, and they are great beginner cards. The first card is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is one of our favorite cards. It has a $95 annual fee, and after you spend $5,000 in 3 months, you will get 75,000 points. And the reason we love the Chase Sapphire Preferred is we love Hyatt hotels, and you get so much value with your points.
Thank you for joining us today. I am Joy. You can find me on Instagram at Savvy Travel Mamas.
And I am Michelle. You can find me at Jet Set with Johnsons on Instagram. If this episode helped you, we would love if you would share it with a friend or leave a quick review. It really helps other moms find our podcast. We are real moms, real travel, real strategies, and we will see you next time. The second card that we love is the Capital One Venture. This card also has a $95 annual fee, and you will get 75,000 miles after spending $4,000 in 3 months. And right now there is an elevated offer on the card. And with that 75,000 miles, you also get an extra $250 to spend in the Capital One travel portal. You can use that for a rental car, a hotel. There's so many different ways that you can use that credit. So now would be a really good time to get the Capital One Venture while that offer is elevated. So a lot of times people have a hard time deciding which card to start with. And I think Joy and I would probably both agree. We usually try to start with the elevated offer. So if you don't have either of these cards, I would recommend getting the Capital One Venture first while it's elevated, and then 30 to 90 days later, going ahead and getting the Chase Sapphire Preferred.
You know, I love the Venture because I think as a beginner, the thing that makes it so easy is it's a flat reward. You get 2 times back on every purchase. You don't have to think about like the Chase Sapphire Preferred is only online groceries, right? So when you think about it, you're like, oh crap, I shouldn't use this at the grocery store, but I can use it online. So it overcomplicates earning categories a little bit. Whereas the Capital One Venture is like doctor bill, bam, 2 points. Grocery store, bam, 2 points. Everything is 2 times back and it's the same. Plus, I think they have some of the more versatile rewards. They don't have easy transfer partners like Chase does. But in terms of rewards, I mean, heck, I just drained all my Capital One Venture miles to cover our Disneyland tickets for spring break. So that's why I love their rewards.
No, I agree. I love it.
Now that we have our card, we need to meet the spend. Thank you for joining us today. I am Joy. You can find me on Instagram at Savvy Travel Mamas.
And I am Michelle. You can find me at Jet Set with Johnsons on Instagram. If this episode helped you, we would love if you would share it with a friend or leave a quick review. It really helps other moms find our podcast. We are real moms, real travel, real strategies, and we will see you next time.
The goal is we only use our budgeted everyday expenses. We don't want to manufacture spend. We don't want to go create expenses that we don't need or go on a shopping spree that we can't afford just to meet a minimum. If that's what you're doing, then you picked the wrong card. So we need to use groceries, gas, utilities, kids' activities, tithing or donating, medical expenses, streaming, cell phone, internet, if your car insurance will let you. All of these everyday expenses you need to put on this credit card until you meet the minimum. So now that we've earned all the points by meeting our minimum spend with our everyday expenses, we want to redeem those points. Traditionally, credit cards will come with a variety of ways to redeem your points. We're all familiar with cashback or statement credits. You can purchase gift cards. Amazon purchases, we all know when you go to checkout on Amazon, if you have an American Express attached to it, it'll say, would you like to use your American Express membership rewards to cover this purchase? So Amazon's always an option. The travel portal is one of the more common ways people redeem their points for travel, but the one that Michelle and I find the most value in is called transfer to partner. Now, the thing about rewards that according to CNBC, that 23% of credit card holders are not redeeming their points, and 55% are redeeming their points for cashback or gift cards. So, Michelle, we are in the minority, clearly. And I want to find those 23% of people because I want to take their rewards from them.
Yes, we will take them. And I bet you some people probably literally have like millions of points and they don't even realize that they have them.
I know, right? How do you just leave your rewards sitting there? That's like money on the table. The type of rewards that we love are called transferable points. Now, this term used to confuse the crap out of me when my mom would try to explain it to me, and I'm sure it did you too, Michelle. So, transferable points only come on certain credit cards. There's a handful of credit cards within each bank that have this ability. All four major banks, I'm talking American Express, Chase, Capital One, and Citi. You might even have some in your wallet and not realize it. If you have like an American Express Gold, if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, a Capital One Venture or Venture X, if you have the Amex Platinum, or if you have a Citi Strata Elite, those are just a handful of cards. There are more that you can have these transferable points on, but those are the more common ones. And then transferable points are the most valuable type of currency when it comes to a credit card. Because when you're looking at a typical cashback on a credit card, it's usually going to be 1 cent per point. So every 10,000 points that you take out on cashback is going to be $100. But if you have a card that has transferable points and you learn how to transfer them out to a partner, you can make that worth $200. You can make that worth even $500 for some people. You can make so much more value out of those points if you learn how to transfer properly. So when you go to transfer your points to a partner, it's something you have to look for. Most people will overlook it in their bank online portal when they're there. They'll just say redeem my points for travel. And they don't realize that right underneath it is usually something that says transfer to partner. So that would be what you want to look for in your bank. If you have one of these cards already, get in your bank portal, start playing around, look for redeeming rewards by transferring them to a partner. Thing to know is you are just 90 days away from huge savings on your next vacation. So you can literally apply for the credit card today. You have 90 days to meet that minimum spend. You get all of your points from the welcome offer deposited into your account, and then you can use them for a nearly free vacation. 90 days is all it takes. For many people, even less than that.
It's amazing. I love that. So to wrap things up, we just want to give you a few quick tips for protecting your credit score because we know how important that is to you guys. So the first tip is to keep your overall credit utilization under 30%. Ideally, you want it to be under 10%. You also want to monitor your credit report often and keep your score above 700. The last tip is knowing your stats. Number of cards, number of inquiries, date of last inquiry, etc. And a lot of that can sound really confusing. How on earth do you keep track of that? Some people have spreadsheets specifically for this, but there are actually free apps out there that do this for you. So the app that I absolutely love and always use is Travel Freely. And every time that I get a new credit card, I go ahead, I enter it into the Travel Freely app, and it keeps track of everything for me. It keeps track of the date that I got the card, when the next annual fee is due, when I meet the welcome offer. All of that information is inside the app, and it's completely free.
You know what I like about that app too for a beginner is if you're hesitant, you don't have to enter your credit card information. You just tell it what type of credit card you have, and then it tracks like,
Yep.
hey, your annual fee is coming up, or hey, your bonus, your date to meet your minimum spend is approaching. So it does have some really good value for a beginner. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced and you already have a couple cards under your belt, my favorite app for that is Card Pointers. Card Pointers is not free, but it is well worth its weight in the cost of it. Card Pointers helps me keep track of all my benefits of my cards so I don't miss out on monthly benefits to make sure I'm taking advantage of everything. On top of telling me where I'm at in my 524 and did I meet my minimum spend, and it tracks so much more, but that is for a future episode because that one is a little bit more in depth in itself.
I love that though, because I am still old school and do everything in my notes app. And that's where I keep track of every credit that I have every single month. So I really do need to get on the Card Pointers train.
Okay, noted. Brooke is coming on a future episode.
Yes. The next tip is alternating new credit card applications with your spouse. In the points and miles world, we call this your player two. So if you ever hear anybody say that, talk about their player two, that is alternating your credit card applications with your spouse. do not add your spouse as an authorized user on your credit card. It's not supposed to add to their 524, which is that rule that Joy was talking about earlier, but sometimes it can accidentally do that. You have to call the credit card company. It can become a big to-do to kind of fix everything. So it's easier to just not add them in the first place. And then on top of that, it also makes it that they can get the welcome offer on that card as well. An example would be with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So if you get that card first, you can actually then refer your spouse. You'll get 15,000 points and your spouse will start working on the welcome offer on that card. So it's a great way to get more points and miles. And then the last one is to never close a credit card without a plan. The apps that Joy and I shared with you help you kind of decide as well, like if you should keep a card, you should close a card, you should downgrade it. There's definitely lots of different options. So when you get to that 1 year mark, you always want to wait 1 year before you decide what you're going to do. But then from there, just make sure that you have a clear plan with what you're going to do moving forward.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're happy that we're able to share with you how we travel on points and repeat this over and over again. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our contact information is linked in the show notes. We would be more than happy to talk to you about any credit card recommendations or any questions you have so that you too can begin your journey to amazing savings.